Hello, I am here to check in for day 24. Yes, day 24 of the Chloe Ting 2022 Weight Loss Challenge. I just finished my workout and wow, it was tough, but it was good. She really killed the abs today. But I'm super stoked because I'm back to doing the half plank and everything and feeling really strong in that. So just a slight modification on one of the side plank moves, just to protect that shoulder. Today the shoulder feels even better. I've had improvement in the shoulder every day, and it's super important to me that I don't injure myself. I do think that it got pushed a little too far. Um, and that's why I've had to kind of modify some of those more dynamic side plank moves. And I think that's just because it's been feeling so damn good just to get my body moving again and moving in that way, so dynamic, these movements, and all the plyometrics and everything, and to have that realization that wow, I can do this, I can actually do this, has been super inspiring for me because I've felt held back by my body for a long time now, just between, all the weight I put on my body years ago when I was, going through the thick of my recovery from anorexia, and then, down the road, developing issues with, more of kind of like more bulimic in nature, where it was like having binges and then sliding the opposite direction and severely restricting, or over exercising to compensate. I really did a number on my body, and it was all by my own doing. I did it to myself, and that's kind of been a very difficult part of my healing process, just to acknowledge how much damage I did, and how much work is involved, in getting myself back to a healthy place that really could have been avoided. So I wish I would have gotten help a lot longer ago, when I first started having those issues when I was a teenager. But, it's just not the way my life path worked out. And I didn't actually go and get help until, I was in my 20s. And again, I had to revisit it and get additional help for, dealing with the more emotional side once I was in my 30s. So it's been a long journey for me, and I've just been reflecting on that a lot. So I think I was just really excited to be able to move my body dynamically again, and to recognize like I can do this. I can get my health back. Um, you know, I can make up for that lost time, and have the later years of my life be ones that I'm really, just taking good care of myself, mind, body, and spirit, and enjoy that balanced health, and enjoy food, and enjoy all of it. Okay, so I'm feeling really good, but I do think that I just got so excited because my body was moving dynamically that I pushed it just a little too far, with some of that side plank stuff. And I knew it was really tough for me, to get into that position and to move dynamically like that. Especially with some of the balance issues that I've had in recent years. But, I went there and I wanted to try it. And I'm glad that I at least stopped before it became like a real injury. But it definitely got pushed a little too far. So I'm proud of myself for taking the time I needed to really let that get strong again. Um, and I feel like I'm happy with where I'm at with what I'm doing right now. I don't think that I'm going to push that one it's one side plank move in particular where, you know, you're down on the forearm and you have one arm raised and you're balanced on your side and you're taking your arm and you're threading it through the other and raising back up. And it's just, it challenges my balance a little too much. That gives me instability, you know, in my shoulder position as I'm holding it. And I think that's what happened is it feels like it just sort of, it was a little out of alignment, you know, when I was doing that move. And I feel like something got thrown off with the way things are sitting, you know, in my shoulder. It just feels like something needs to kind of like pop back into place. That's kind of the feeling I have. And that's kind of common for me. I do have hypermobility in all of my joints. And I think I talked about that before, about how I'm extremely flexible. But as you get older, that becomes a bit of a challenge because, you know, you lose some of your muscle mass, and your muscle, you know, provides that framework of stability, you know, for your joints. And so as you start to lose some of that strength, you know, your joints are more susceptible to injuries. Why people tend to have problems with like their knees or their ankles or their shoulders or you know, even their hips, you know, as they get older because of the muscle mass they lose. So right now what I'm doing is really good because it's helping me recover that muscle mass that I've lost over the years, and getting back that, you know, network of support, that muscular network of support to give my joints what they need. So I'm not having those issues with, you know, bones sliding slightly out of place and causing me that like, ooh, that icky. I don't like that twingy sort of. It's like, it's this shoulder and I can feel it. It's like kind of clicking around. I just needed to resettle just a little bit. It's such a fraction. It's such a small thing, right? But it can make such a big difference. So felt really good about the workout today. Was very, very, very sore. Getting up this morning, like the kind of sore where you're like, oh, with each step. My lower body has really been blasted. And I think, like I said, I'd been out of bananas for a couple days, and the bananas make a huge difference for me. And when I don't have those, I really feel the DOMS. I really have the delayed onset muscle soreness hit me hard because the potassium is just so good for flushing the lactic acid out of your system. But I did go and I grabbed myself a banana from the convenience store last night, and I had my recovery smoothie actually before my workout. So I got that banana in, and I'm hoping that it will like help flush out some of that soreness so I'm not so challenged just moving around tomorrow. I now have 3 more workouts to do, and I will have completed this challenge. So super stoked about that. Feel really good about it. I can't wait to see what the results are for this last week. I've been sticking with my plan. I did another ASMR session last night. It was very relaxing. I got to bed earlier last night, so that's 2 nights in a row. Getting more sleep. I feel better rested. I feel more centered. I definitely need to stick with this track of taking care of my nervous system, making sure I'm getting enough rest, making sure that I'm doing some kind of relaxing, winding down activity at night. I did pull away more from social media. I'm not spending as much time there. That's also making a difference, you know, for my stress levels. So these are all really good practices that I want to continue to incorporate moving forward. And I just can't wait to see the effect that it has on the way my body changes. Because I do have this like intuitive hit that that's part of what's kind of kept the middle so like stuck, you know, like having less like results on my waistline than I am to other areas of my body. Like my thighs have really slimmed down. My hips have really slimmed down. My lower belly has really slimmed down. I've seen it in my chest. I've seen it everywhere, you know, in my face. but my waist, I've released an inch so far, and that's nothing to sneeze at. In the past 3 weeks, I've released an inch from my waist, and I am very pleased about that. And it is moving in the right direction, but it has been less significant than the other changes I've seen. So, I really do think that it's related to cortisol. I do. And I think that as I continue to incorporate these, stress relieving techniques and maybe bump up my adaptogens, some good adaptogens are ginseng, ashwagandha is another really good adaptogen. As I start to, bring in this supportive stuff, I think it's really going to help. And another thing I started to do was add my cinnamon into my morning bulletproof coffee. I've started adding a good, spoonful of cinnamon, because cinnamon is great for insulin regulation, and very helpful in that regard too. So I'm just kind of hitting it from all angles and seeing what works. I'm sort of using my body as a testing ground. I think I represent a certain demographic, of women in taking this challenge. I'm, going to be turning 50 in October. So I'm also, currently, it seems, going through menopause. I haven't had a cycle in a number of months now. So, what is it like for somebody like me, at my age, and with the hormonal changes taking place and all these differences? What is it like for somebody like me, to go through this challenge, and how can it be tweaked, to really support the efforts that are being put in? So that's what it's all about for me this last week. And when I figure that out, as I get it tweaked, then I'll be able to bring that in when I do my second round of this weight loss challenge after my week of active rest. And really looking forward to that, like incorporating all those other pieces and incorporating my Ayurveda. I'm holding my gua sha right now. It's carnelian. Isn't it pretty? This is a great tool, and I'll probably put up some videos on my other channel, Cobra's Medicine Bag, with education about things like gua sha, how you can use gua sha to, keep your skin nice and firm as you're releasing weight, especially those of you who have significant amounts of weight to release. Let me tell you, this is a lifesaver. It's also really great for moving your lymphatic system, and helping to clear out muscle soreness. If you have any like stuck injuries, great for breaking up scar tissue, so your joints can have better mobility, like all of that. It's so good. I love this. I love this. And you can even use it on your face. I use it on my face every single day. It's just part of my regular self-care. So, but bringing in tools like this and other things, I'm going to like make more of a focus in the second round. I might even do like 3, full body gua sha sessions a week, or maybe salt scrubs, things to really like bump up the lymphatic system. So I'm looking forward to sort of merging the challenge with my knowledge in Ayurveda and what I know about, just balancing the hormones and, moving excess kapha. Kapha is the dosha that's responsible for keeping excess weight on our body. So, and it'll be kind of perfect because I released a course called Kapha Reset. It's basically like a cleanse to be done at the springtime for kapha dosha. And that's going to be kicking off again because we're going to be heading into kapha season pretty soon here. Once we hit spring equinox, I'll be kicking off that round of that program again. And just for any of you that are tuning in that took my Kapha Reset course last time, you're still in the group. You get to do it again. You don't have to, pay for the course again. I had some people inquire about that. You got like, you got a lifetime membership to it. That's one of the great things about the courses is if you take any of those dosha discovery courses, you have the support, and every season, when vata season or pitta season or kapha season rolls around, like the group comes together again, to go through the balancing together. And it's really cool. So any of you that haven't taken those courses or are curious about them, you can find out more about that on my website, cobrasmedicinebag.com. And I do have a YouTube channel for Cobra's Medicine Bag. I have a little up there right now. I am going to be developing that more. I've put a lot more energy into Broad Coven, but it really is time for me to start doing some regular lives, not only on Broad Coven, but also there on Cobra's Medicine Bag. And if you want to find out how to find that channel, because I don't have enough followers yet to have a personalized address here on YouTube, you can find all the information on any of my description boxes of my other videos. It's not on here, not on my Chloe Ting weight loss challenge vlogs, okay? But any of like the reading description boxes. And I also have it on my home page for the channel here. It shows my other YouTube channels. I have 2 other YouTube channels. So you're free to, check those out at your leisure. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to just morphing all of that information together. I'm looking forward to my week-long Panchakarma. After I complete this challenge, I feel really good about today. Went very well. Feels like I'm really finishing this out strong. I feel super positive about it. I'm working at high intensity, on everything now. There's not one thing I'm not working high intensity on, with the exception of, that one side plank move that I need to modify a bit. And then there's one of the other arm exercises that, again, it puts a little too much stress there. Aside from that, everything's at high intensity. And the 2 that I'm having challenges with, I modify. But I'm still doing it and I'm following through. And one thing I've really noticed that's very much seen improvement is my transitions. I'm like on par with her now, which is cool. Because I remember when I first started this, I was saying that like, oh, I can't wait until I can like just transition from exercise to exercise like her. She's so fast and fluid. And mind you, I'm not as graceful as her, but I'm now moving at the same clip as Chloe Ting, and that just shows me how far I've come in this brief amount of time. So I just have to say it again. If you have been considering this challenge, but you've been holding off because you have this excuse or that excuse, or, you think you can't do it because of your size or your age or, challenges that you deal with physically, you can. And it's just a matter of, are you willing to be a beginner? Are you willing to fumble a bit? Are you willing to accept that there's some things that you might not be able to do, but that you can still do something? You can still move your body. You can still try to do the moves. And if you can't do the moves, then you can alter them in a way that you can do them, and you'll find over time that you'll improve. But the biggest improvement you're going to experience is in your self-confidence and the feeling you get from just showing up on behalf of yourself, making yourself a priority. It is so, so worth it, okay? It's just so worth it. And I really hope you'll give yourself that chance, And if you do, please feel free to drop a comment on these vlogs. I'd be happy to drop in with you and we can encourage each other. And I'd love to hear about your experience and what's coming up for you in doing the challenge. So yeah, I think that'd all be fantastic. So that's my check-in for today. I'm going to go hit the shower. Then I'm going to make myself a good dinner. And I'm going to just wind down for the rest of the night because I got all my work done. I got all my stuff done. I don't think I'm going to be getting on social media again later. I'm just going to chill out tonight and just call it good. I'm going to take another day off from even doing readings. So, but I'll be back I'll be back tomorrow, getting back on finishing up that Happy New Year's Witches series, and look for some time this weekend for me to do that final video for the wild card holidays hangover read series, where I will be finally taking care of Libras. Okay, so have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.